role play, so I feel like I'm fairly equipped to talk about this. I was also best friends with a knight in the game that earned their knighthood from role play.
We
so
get it, you did stuff.
I've done stuff. So I would like to go over first things first. So this is how I stand. I move a little bit, right? Now Serova stands like this. She's very grounded. Her voice drops a little bit. She doesn't take up much space. She doesn't move very much. And this is Tasha, okay? Tasha is very bouncy. She moves all over the place. She is a little bit scatterbrained. And she's very expressive and outward with her emotions, and she talks a lot with her hands.
It's also in a cold.
No. So,
It's a religion.
now, Serova is an experienced warrior. She's always keeping her guard up. She's always maybe a bit too much, and that always shows in her stance. So, you need to think about what your character stands like, how they take up the space around them. They don't just stand like you because they don't have the same experience as you do. So how does your character stand? So to think about that, it helps to kind of contact your character's verb. So this is something that I learned from Brenna, who is the knight that I mentioned. A character's verb is something that they're going to fall back on. It's kind of like the core of their personality. Serova's, for example, Serova's is defend. She defends people. So if I don't know what she's going to do in character, I fall back on her verb. I go, okay, defend. She's going to defend herself, or she's going to defend somebody else specifically. She's going to try and get in the way of somebody to protect them, make sure that they're safe from danger. She's going to, that's who she is.
How come Serova's never defended Frashy?
She has. She has.
I don't believe that.
Yes.
How come she never defended Red?
She has.
Don't even bring
I
that
was
up.
one of your stout defenders. Don't bring it up. Okay. So,
Yeah, I'm starting to think you're just
to contrast with that, back on point, to contrast with that, Tasha's verb is to please. Tasha is a people pleaser at heart. She wants to make people happy. She wants to diffuse a situation and make everybody smiley and happy, and nothing's wrong ever in the world. Okay? Okay. That's who she is as a person. So I want you to think about what your verbs are, and to consider that the best verbs do have a dark side to them. Defending is a good thing. Defending to the point of being over defensive is not a good thing, but that's part of Serova's character. And pleasing people is a good thing, but doing it at the expense of your own well-being is not very good. So Tasha has, she's a people pleaser. That's great. She's great at actually making people happy. However, it is a little too much sometimes. So I want you to think about certain verbs. Let me think.
Can I be an
This
example?
is, huh?
Can I be an example?
Sure. Come on up.
Hello. When I am not in character, I'm usually pretty friendly. I'll help you with anything you need help with, or I'll point you in the right direction. When I am Yithgir, I will look at each and every single one of you like you are something in my way, because you are. And if you don't get out of my way, I will put you in the dirt where you belong. Any questions?
Calm down, calm down.
Then I'll put you further in the dirt, since you like it so
All
much.
right.
Calm down, calm down. We got a bar to run.
All right,
a
both of
tavern
y'all
to
calm
run.
down. Sit
you
down.
know.
It's my space here.
busy.
All right, so I have some verbs that might get you to start thinking. Feel free to use any of the ones that I state here, or make up your own. So these verbs can often go alongside your character's trauma, and is often shaped by it. Now, when I say trauma, I don't mean like, oh, my mother and father were murdered by werewolves of the Great Empire and stuff. I don't mean that.
My werewolves once.
Yes, you were. I don't mean that. Trauma is, that could be a whole other class that I could talk about, okay? But right now, trauma can be something as simple as, my father was a good man and a good provider, but he left me feeling very lonely because he never connected with me. And that's something that your character is going to feel through their whole life. They're going to feel that sense of loneliness and disconnection. That might make them somebody who lies to other people to try and get their approval. That's simple. So, what's up? Do you have a thing to say?
You said trauma.
Yeah, I did. Nice.
I was stolen by birds.
And now I made
Frosty.
a pact with them, so anytime we play a boat battle game,
Question, is money a verb?
Money is not a verb. Owning money is a verb. Or gaining money. Or hoarding money. Frassi is, if anything, a hoarder. Frassi hoards things. He hoards things.
Hoarding is a verb. So Frashy's a verb. I win.
All right, so a couple of verbs to get you thinking. Prove. This could be a character who thinks they have to prove themselves to earn love or respect or admiration. This kind of character boasts more than they probably should, or they take drastic actions in battle to prove to others how brave they are. Control. This could be a character who feels fear or uncertainty if they're not in control of something. So they take control, they take the lead, or they nitpick others who are in the lead, or they organize things that they believe are unorganized, all just for a sense of control. This can be a good thing and a bad thing. Understand. This character's first instinct is to understand what's going on. This kind of character might be slower to action than people expect because they're double checking facts. They're asking more questions than others might. They might be fascinated with the world, want to learn more, but they are always trying to understand. Observe. These characters can often be strong, silent types, observing things from the shadows, but not always. Avar, for example, one of my characters, and Frassi, actually, are both fairly gregarious characters who are always like hyper aware of what's going on around them, even though they seem nice and kind of loose and easygoing. They are, when things surprise them though, one of their first instincts is always to observe the situation so they can react appropriately. So, I'm going to skip over a couple of these, but I have more if you want more examples later.
How would you describe Yithir in a verb, if you had to guess? I have one in mind.
Aggressive.
Kill.
Insecure.
I would say fight, in all honesty.
Murder.
Like, of the two, like, Red's the more level-headed, surprisingly, of, like, him and Yithir. Yeah.
Give me a hint, because I have a couple directions.
These people are being too specific.
Okay. I was honestly thinking,
Specific.
That might be too broad.
I don't know. What is it?
Menace.
Menace. Yeah, menace. That's a good one.
Yithir likes to menace.
Would also like verb.
Cobalt, I can get you a verb later, but I have a couple more things I want to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and go through this. I'd also like to point out that these characters might not even know they're doing this verb. They don't know, like Tasha doesn't really know that she's too much of a people pleaser. She has no idea. She just thinks that she's really good and people like her a lot. That's all she thinks. And Serova doesn't really know that she's a little overprotective. And the last thing I'm going to go over with you right here is how to stay in character. So, how many times, I don't know if this has happened before, but how many times have you been like trying to start a scene with a character and then someone else walks up and they're like, oh my gosh, did you hear that thing that this guy said over here? And they're like, oh my God, yeah, I heard that totally. And then you're standing here in the corner going, oh, I was... Okay. So then you're knocked out of character, you don't know what to do. So, firstly, stand up for a second. We are in character, okay? Hello, Blaze, how are you today? Great. Now, I want you to say something out of character, like tired or stayed up too late playing video games.
I stayed up too late playing video games.
I believe it.
Video games? Are you drunk or something? What does that mean? Are you feeling okay?
Got it.
So that's an easy way to stay in character, okay? I know that he's like not drinking age, but you know what I mean. So basically, I'm saying when he goes out of character, I stay in character and actually remind him, hey, I'm trying to stay in scene right here. I'm trying to create some fun. If he's like, oh, I stayed up too late playing video games, and I'm like, oh yeah, tell me about it, like Dark Souls, am I right? And you immediately go like, right? And then suddenly you're talking about something that is entirely not Amp-Guard related or scene related, and then you've wasted all this time having a whole conversation about something, and your character's still over here going like, hey, I'm bleeding out in the bushes, can we get on with this? So, you can sit down now. Now, the best way to start roleplay, because that's something that I have seen at Park, is people talk about these cool scenes that they want to get into. All right, I'm going to teach you how to get in scene. Kate, come up here for a second. All right. Wow, nice park day, isn't it? Yeah. A little bored.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually bored too.
Yeah. I was actually thinking, Serova wanted to talk to Nishiki about something. Do you have just a second? You want to roleplay a scene for me? It's going to take maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah!
All right, bet. Okay. That's it. That's how we start a roleplay. You just ask somebody. Ask him real quick, hey, do you want to roleplay?
Sure.
Okay, now you ask them. Perfect. Yep. See, that's an example. So everybody is capable. You can see these younger characters here, people in our park. They're able to do it. That means you're able to do it. That means you're able to do it. That means you're able to do it. Everyone here is able to do that.
I got this.
Okay?
Hey, Yithir. Who's watching the tavern?
We're closed.
Why are we closed?
Middle of the day. We're open until dinner.
Oh, true. What's for dinner?
That is another way to start roleplay, is to actually ask them immediately
Cooking again?
a question
Am I
in
cooking again?
character. if I walk up to Ethier and I
I
walk up to you and I ask you something out of character, you're going to respond out of character. But if I walk up to Ethier and I say something in character to Ethier, your natural response is to try and respond as Ethier, unless you don't have time for it because you're about to start a battle game or something. You'd be like, let's do that after the battle game, okay? And then I'll be like, yeah, bet. Okay? Now,
No is also an option of, hey Serova, you want to role play? I got it like a really cool scene.
not at the moment. Thanks though. Yeah. Always accept the no. Okay? I will fight you. All right, you can sit down if you want to. Or you can stay. It's up to you.
You want me to say?
It's up to you, man. Okay, so you could say when you're both ready, say, okay, ready and go. Now, there's one more thing I want to talk about staying in character, and that is your character's voice. Okay? So when I'm talking as Serova, and you heard it a little bit with Ethier up there, when I'm talking as me, my voice is up here. It's a little bouncy, with a lot of inflection. When I'm talking as Serova, there is an air of kind of authority underneath it. She doesn't take any business from anybody, and her voice is a little bit lower. She speaks shorter. She's direct and to the point. She will interrupt people if they are taking too long to get to the point. She is a little impatient that way.
Kobold use less words to get faster.
Yes. Kobold use less word, get point across fast. So, your voice, now I don't mean an accent. You don't have to have an accent. Tasha doesn't have an accent, but Tasha speaks as though she is in retail, okay? Hi there, how are you today? I'm so glad that you're here. I'm very excited for everybody, okay? She talks like she's a manager at like a TJ Maxx, okay? She is like very bright, peppy. Everyone, we have pizza waiting in the back, okay? Okay, thanks for all your hard work. That's who Tasha is at her core. So you don't have to have an accent to have a character voice. Nishki, for example, is actually like her character voice. First off, notice this. As soon as she got into Nishki, her arms went noodly.
Nishki likes to slouch and she does not care about. She does not care about herself, so she shows it by just letting her limbs fly wherever.
She also doesn't care about anybody else.
She does not really care about anybody else. She cares about very few, like Serova, for good reason. But Nishki, when she talks, she gets a little whiny sometimes, and then other times she's just straight up antagonistic. Like, come on, Red, why'd you push me off your shit?
It's too easy.
I got my own.
I don't know if you noticed.
Better.
All right, pause. All right, so let me say this, finding the right character voice immediately tells people about your character without them knowing about your character. For example, when Ethier was up here talking and he was like, you are in my way, you immediately know he's talking business. He immediately will hurt you, okay? Now, if you had Tasha go up and be like, you are in my way, you can immediately tell that she is not feeling it, okay? She's trying really hard and she's really scared. Your character voice defines your character for other people. Your stance, your voice, your verb. You have all of the things you need to make a very strong, well-rounded character that you can continue to stay in character too. Because there's always going to be a time where you meet something in roleplay that surprises you, or your character does something entirely, or your partner here does something entirely unexpected, and you're like, oh my gosh, wow, how does my character react to that? You have your verb to fall back on. Serova's going to defend. Tasha's going to people please. Like if Nishki suddenly morphs into an absolute demon, like a literal demon straight from the pits of hell, and it's just like, hi, I have Nishki's soul now, so Serova's going to get defensive over Nishki. Tasha is going to look at her and go, well, I like the new look. You look great. And that's just the difference in characters. You need to know what your verb is for your character so that you can take the unexpected and immediately rebound from it. All right. Before we end, we're almost done. What's up?
I just wanted to ask if you're going to cover anything along this line on your presentation here. There are situations where some other force impacts your character. Are you going to cover how you might handle that situation?
Yeah, I know a guy.
I can get in that in a little bit. I'm going to actually go over a little bit of etiquette first, because etiquette is also kind of going to tie into what you just said.
Sure.
So I'm going to go over general etiquette rules. Okay. Firstly, we have minors at field. Keeping things PG-13 is important if you have a minor nearby. If you want to roleplay anything that is more than that, do it way away from all the minors, or on the blacktop, something where the kids can't hear you. Okay?
Say that to the camera.
Where the kids can't hear you. So that is.
Even if adults, maybe I don't like that conversation. Like that.
Yeah.
Something maybe.
Yeah, and
Just in the middle of something.
Let's keep that down, honey. We've got a camera right there, okay? So, no, that is a good point. There's also role-play etiquette. Hey, honey. Hey. Okay, well, I'm in the middle of something, but if you wait afterwards, I can talk to you then, okay? All right, so if somebody is like, hey, I want to do this thing with your character, or they start doing something that is a little too far for what you're comfortable with, 100% give them a no, I'm not comfortable with that. You don't have to say anything else. You don't even have to say I'm not comfortable with that. Just say no. No is a full sentence. That's it. No.
A quick anecdote. So my first day at field, I came out wearing a mask because I was super excited. And I got here, and the first thing that happened was I had somebody go, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like,
I wasn't that close.
"Yes, you was." And the inner me is like, "Whoo,
Yep.
okay."
I would like to let it be known for the viewers that as soon as that happened too, by the way, I was like, are we okay? Like, are we good with this? Immediately,
That's what happened.
Immediately went out of character for a second. Was like, hey, are we okay? Are we good? I also asked before I actually this is another part here.
Yep.
I asked before I put my hand on any of them.
Yep.
Okay. With certain people, I don't have to do that because I've already got their express permission.
Like me.
Yes. I can basically grab Nishki and be like, oh wait, come on. And Nishki's gonna follow. I can probably do that to Ythgir. That's my IRL brother. IRL brother, okay? That's someone who's not gonna really care. Red, I pretty much have Red's express permission, but I have to be respectful. And that's valid. There are other people that I would ask permission before doing anything like that too.
Red sat on me.
Yeah,
Sure did.
One of the role
And
players
funny
at
enough-
Field had to get their permission first, but I drove them into a tree.
Yeah?
I basically picked them up by their collar and shoved them
Pushed
into
them
a
against
tree.
the tree, I remember that.
I also pulled you by your belt to get you to sit.
Sure
Yep.
did.
Also, now this is something I didn't really learn until after that initial scene that I had with Nishki, but I think it's important. Everyone needs to make sure that someone's okay with being yelled at before you yell at them. People have different traumas that we do not predict, know, or expect from people. People are hiding a lot more than we think. So I'm not going to get up in Timothy's face over here and just immediately get in his face and start screaming at him because, you know what, I don't know what this kid's been through. I don't know what this person's been through. It's not fair to them for me to just cut loose, you know?
Tying back into Serova's earlier statement, if someone does start doing something you're not comfortable with, what do you say?
Say it out loud, everyone.
What do you say?
No.
No, it's a
Good.
complete sentence.
Shut
Good. All right, now separate your character feelings from real life feelings. This is something that takes time to get into, okay? It takes time for you to learn that, oh wow, I'm actually I'm stressed because of something that's going on at home and I'm carrying it into field. I need to take a step back. Hang on, guys. Feel free to always put your, this is the scene, this is the show. If you're trying to go out of character, cross your fingers, put it to your head, okay? And this is your out of character for a moment. And you could say, 100%, you should say, actually, can we rewind for a second? I don't think my character would have said that. I think that was just, can we just rewind a second and go over? And everyone's gonna be okay with that. Nobody's gonna be mad at you. Because we all have people, I'll fight you. We all have things in our life that we have to recover from, you know? So that's called bleed, and it's something that happens naturally to everybody. Your job is to recognize when it's happening and to try to control it when you can. And if you can't, sometimes you just can't do a scene. Sometimes you just gotta say no. And then also, it's what my character would do is not an excuse to ruin someone's fun. Okay? Now, we have characters like Raven over there in the corner, and we have characters like Ythgir, and those characters are very angry, volatile, rude, and crude, okay?
Who's
Now.
rude and crude?
You and you,
Who?
Raven.
No, I am me.
So when you say it's what my character would do, there is a difference. If your character has a reason for doing that, that's fine. If your reason is just I don't know, my character would just do that, you know? They would just walk up to Blaze and stab them because who cares, right? Okay. We can roll with that, but if you're doing things intentionally to go out of your way to ruin someone else's fun, that is not okay. If you see two people enjoying a scene, you walk up and you just stab somebody just to get attention, that is not okay. Okay?
Also consider the consequences of your actions. If your character is learned to be someone who just walks up to people and stabs them, other people in character are not going to be friendly to you.
No.
They're going to be scared of you, and they might also, if they're a Ythgir, kill you first.
Yep. Now, let me also say this. For Amp Guard roleplay, there is no spotlight, okay? We are not on a stage performing my aria for the entire world to see. We are all equally as important as the others. Equally as important as the others.
What if my character's a thespian and does actually believe that?
Then that's cool for the character. However, you have to understand that your spotlight will have to be shared. You, out of character, have to realize that you can be as dramatic as you want to be. But if Ythgir has something to say, you have to let his character say something, like just like a couple words or whatever, and then as soon as they're finished, you go like, I understand entirely what you mean, but, and you can just immediately go straight into it. But you have to give other people the spotlight too. It's not fun otherwise. No one's gonna want to roleplay with you if like they start talking and you're just like, anyways, as I was saying, and talk all over them. Now you might have a character who's a little bit bossy like that, but you have to understand there's a fine line between cutting people off in their roleplay and cutting people's characters off. There is a difference. In accordance to that, don't interrupt a big moment. If Red is getting his soul back for the first time in a long time, and he's having a big scene with Serova, and then Ythgir comes in and is just like, I don't think Red should have that soul, man. Like, okay, can we like, Red, we agreed that Red was gonna get his soul back. You can't just like take this moment away, okay? So like, it's important to not make it about you. Don't make big moments about you. Let other people have their big moments, support their big moments, react to their big moments, and match the tone of the scene, guys.
Yes, build them up so you can tear them down later.
Exactly. Hold on. So match the tone of a scene. I want you guys to realize that if I'm having a super dramatic moment with Lapis over here, and we're like really spilling our hearts out about how we have to protect people and we have to do what we need to do, and then Raven comes up, he's like, hey guys, what you doing? I just joined the new Gobology. You want some gold? Like, it's gonna grate people's nerves a little bit.
Why was Raven Eric Cartman?
Why was I a goblin?
So
Want the chicken skin? Make more immersive? Fuck
yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is match the tone of the scene. If someone's having a quiet grief scene, don't come in with a big party energy, okay? This also goes with the spotlight is shared. Match energies with people. Yes.
What about opposition in roleplay?
So I'm going over that too. Let me actually go over that because I didn't write that in technically because I can go, that's a whole other, conflict in roleplay is a whole other thing that I can do a whole extra part about, but let me explain it this way. Conflict in character, first off, you need to make sure you're not bleeding, okay? This was something I did a lot of in my youth is I would get like really emotional about something and I would carry it into my character. Not okay to do. It's something that you have to learn not to do and you have to practice not doing. Second, if I have an issue with Ythgir, I talk about it first. Like, if my character Serova has an issue with Ythgir's character, out of character, Joe and I are going to talk about it. We're going to sit here and we're going to be like, hey, Serova's like really mad at Ythgir right now. She's going to like barge into like the, two swords and a board tavern, kick down the door, and she's going to be like, Ythgir, I need to talk to you. All right. And then Ythgir's going to swagger out. But like, we're going to talk about it first. Okay? So it's important to know that you can plan out your scenes to a degree. Not everything, but you have to especially if there's conflicts going on, you got to make sure you're allowed to yell at people, make sure you're allowed to confront people, make sure they're okay with it, okay? Conflict is something that it needs to happen. Conflict has to happen in order to have characters. Actually, I think I did have something on this. Hold on. I had a lot of information, guys. Okay, so we need to talk about stakes. This is actually the last thing, because it's 3:10 now. I've already gone over my time. But in Amtgard is a world where death means very little, okay? People resurrect every day when they die in Amtgard. So that means that if you walk up to Blaze and I'm going to kill you if you don't do what I say, Blaze is going to be like, okay, I'm coming back tomorrow and I'm going to hunt you down, okay? It's not threatening. It's not conflict. It's not a conflict. The only conflict that, death is the ultimate of all stakes for humans. But in Amtgard, that's taken away. It's suddenly off the board. And it isn't very fun to look a character up in a dungeon for months on time, because when you do that, you're taking away someone's ability to roleplay their character. So we can't really, those two big stakes that we have IRL, jail and death, and those are taken off the table entirely. So what are we supposed to do? So let's go over a few stakes that should matter to your characters, okay? Now your characters can pretend they don't care, but they should still care. For example, death doesn't matter. Pain matters. Death is off the table, but pain is not. You will resurrect, Blaze, but you will feel every second of this dragon fire before you die. That's gonna hurt him. That might even scar him a little bit. So if your character is stoic and defiant and wants to resist, great. But there are ways to stoically roleplay that you're in pain, okay? Like just going and finally dying, that's fine. If you don't have to go, it hurts so bad. No, you don't have to do that. Tasha would. But actually Tasha would be like, oh, it's fine, it doesn't hurt that bad. Ow. Okay. So second thing, that is an important stake. An important stake that matters to your character. This is something that can be taken away from your character, and they should care if it is. Comfort. In a world where you don't ever die, this is so underrated, okay? In a world where you live forever, you want your current life to be exactly what you want it to be. Why would you sleep in the roots of a tree or in the cold or on the rocks unless it's exactly what your character wants?
I like the rocks.
So it's important to think of comfort as an important stake, okay?
But what if your character's poor and can't afford a house?
Then they have to find ways to get money to get a house. That's like huge motivation.
That is
an immediate motivation for your character. If your character is not comfortable, and that's actually something that a lot of roleplay characters will do. If they're not comfortable, they will immediately seek out ways to be comfortable.
I didn't say I wasn't comfortable. I like the cave.
Okay, good.
Voices speak to me in the
Next, food and water, okay? This is paired with what I just said. You will resurrect if you die, but if you die of pain, of hunger or thirst, that's days of agony, weeks of agony, okay? And then you resurrect. Who says your stomach is even full again? You could just die right after. It's just a repetitive cycle of, ouch, I'm in pain, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, and I'm just like miserable. Food and water is a huge stake. It's something people are going to fight for. It's something that can be taken away. You force people into hunger, or you force them to be thirsty, and people are going to start changing their minds. Think about this for your character. Your character is not magically always full. Your character is not magically always hydrated. Now, another thing, Ethgear, you're going to like this one. Rest. We cannot die permanently, but we can be exhausted. If someone threatens to give you permanent nightmares, this should be a huge fright to your character and a threat that should not be taken lightly. So what I mean by this is like, if someone threatens your character, the most annoying thing that happens is for them to go, so? But if I walk up to Ethgear and I say, I can plague you every sleep for the next 100 years to have horrifying nightmares, you will never find peace again. That should bother him a little bit. He might not show it too much, but I, as the character and as the person, should know that I've at least a little bit frightened him. Time is another thing that you need to think of. For example, you can resurrect as many times as you want, Blaze, but every death costs time, and the hostages are already being moved. Reputation. Reputation. Reputation.
Why are you only looking at him when you say
Because Fras's reputation is very important to him. In a world where you're think about this. In a world where you're ultimately a god, your reputation matters a lot. This is especially powerful against prideful characters, which Amtgard has plenty of.
Why did I get looked at? Wait a minute.
Hi.
Hi.
I know that I'm prideful. I'm okay with it.
All right, another one is oaths or trust. So basically, somebody's word is very important. If Fras makes me a promise and then he breaks that promise, I know he can't be trusted now. That's a big thing considering...
Now?
Yeah. That should be a big thing. So building oaths is a good way to build your character
Didn't
stakes.
you break her trust not to bring back Red and you still did it
Friends and
anyway?
allies. If your character might be nice and stoic, the pain might not affect them very much. But what about their friends? Their gentle, unassuming, kind librarian. Do they care if they get hurt? They should. So there's objects with meaning as well. This one's like not really as emotionally tied in, but what if your character has something that's very sentimental to them? What if they have something that is very precious to them, a relic from childhood or a soul that is very dear to them that they want to keep? These are things that are stakes. So why do we want to give our characters stakes? Simply put, a character is flat without stakes. If you don't have any stakes for your character's not going to be important to people. You need to attach meaning to things in order for your character to feel alive and real, and to give other role players a way to interact with you. All right, I have more of this, but I think talked long enough. Does anyone have any last remaining questions for me? Yes.
I'm saying, like, how would you describe, like, with, like, would if someone attack, like, you're people with people, unless they, like, attack you, how would you describe that in a book? Like, how would you describe it?
Like if somebody attacks people a lot?
No, if they don't attack unless attacked first.
Defensive is another good word. It's like Serova's protective. You are defensive or reactive. Okay? That's called reactivity. So that's something that they would react to. So their verb might be to react. Yes. And yes.
Why is everybody so loud? Like they're really
We're almost done, huh?
Yeah.
We're almost done.
Okay.
Yep. Anybody else? Last questions.
Do you never talk about opposition?
Yeah, come on up here. Youthgear wants to say just a few more things.
Okay.
Yeah, Youthgear. Get up there.
So, opposition is a very big and very important portion of role play when it comes to Amp-Guard. If everything is hunky-dory and everyone's having a good old time...
What does opposition mean?
Oh, so opposition is just people being at odds with each other for a reason, right? So if everything's hunky-dory and everyone's having a good old time, then there's not really a whole lot to talk about except for, hey, did you catch the game last night? You know what I mean? But if I have recently experienced that I spotted some goons out in the forest stealing somebody's wares, I'm going to go up to the person who owns those wares and be like, hey, do you know this is happening? Have you heard about this? Maybe we should go do something about it. Alternatively, it could be opposition between us. For example, Serova, you still haven't made my door.
No, I haven't made your door.
Why?
Because Frass keeps kicking it down anyway. Why am I going to build...
Frass, I need you to stop kicking down doors so I got...
You cannot jump up behind me and put your hand around my mouth like that without me reacting like I'm going to actually physically fucking hurt you. No, I know. Yeah.
Look at them communicating because something was done inappropriately and now they are talking about it.
Okay, give me a second. I think I was just assassinated.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, yes. Serova was just assassinated. Youthgear's going to take the class.
Anyone see what happened? Anyone see what happened?
She's cursed.
Got
She's
it.
cursed.
Did any of you see what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, don't know.
There's a dead person on the ground.
Okay, do you see, who did it? I wasn't paying attention. Who killed them?
Who's the violator? I know.
Why don't you go find out? Go find someone.
I think we'll go find out. Hey, I did it for you. You're welcome.
Hey, you know what happened?
That wasn't very nifty of you.
It is.
It is for
Do you know who it
Serova.
was?
Yeah, I do.
Try to charge them.
Okay.
It is for Serova. She just needs
Where is... Oh, what was his name? The Greek.
That doesn't seem like very
Greek?
Yeah.
Well, who?
Who went on the boat, the boat journey last week to get the wine for me? Who did that?
How good is her memory? Serova.
Serova's is great.
Way too good. It's a pain in the butt, actually.
Huh?
She would remember the name.
Trust me. Were you there?
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember his name?
I don't remember.
Do you remember that Greek? Do you remember that Greek, the one that was going around talking about his gods?
Oh. I recognize. I remember that guy.
You remember his name?
Really fucking weird.
Does anyone know his name?
Get in here, Youthgear. Oh my god.
Well, get to the point.
What's in his
Please.
Thank you. Paku, I think his name. Paku,
right.
something like that.
Okay. Well, I guess this is as good a time as any to re-announce that the third attempt Adventurers Guild is up. And Serova would very much like to have Paku brought in for questioning alive. And you will get 10 gold if you do so. I don't care if you bring other people in. 10 gold is still 10 gold. If you need other people to do that, that's fine. 10 gold.
I require a platinum.
I will give you a platinum.
Does she have a platinum?
In other words,
Yes. Serova's
there's
loaded.
now a bounty out on this Paku's head. First person to bring them into the third
third attempt.
Yeah, that. Third attempt adventure, yada yada. They get money. All right.
They get 10 gold. Okay.
Any questions?
Have fun.
Please, any questions?
I'm good.
What's your name?
Timothy.
Timothy. You understand what's happening?
Yeah.
You want him alive, right?
Got my
Alive.
guard dirty.
If I find out that they're dead, I will throw you through 7 walls.
Hey, that's not fair.
Oh, how about 8? 8 sounds good.
I mean, like, if you're specifically asking for them to be alive, then you want to throw them from 4 to 7?
No, I'm going to throw them through 7 walls.
I know.
It was more of a reaction.
Hey, why you don't do this wall?
Because they don't bring back the assassin alive.
Just come
I'm
on,
gonna throw them through
reaction,
walls.
not a decision.
We'll roleplay that out whenever like we get some
Also
more
a
time.
simpler way.
I'm down for that, actually. All right. Well, I think that's mostly cleared it up. I think maybe. Did you have more to say?
No, that's all I had to say.
What happened?
Hey, youngin.
I have no idea.
I would let you know this.
I was talking and then
Don't
someone
bring
came up
the
with a hook
body to
and
get
stabbed
here.
Serova back. We assume
Bring
it's
the
this
dead
popular
body to
person.
Frassi. I'll give you the 10 gold, and you guys will go scot for free and not thrown through walls.
I'll throw you through a wall.
Right.
problem.
Bring Parker to
I wanna see you
Serova or to Tempest. Tempest is the man sitting over there. Yes, alive. In order to do that, you can strike them and say subdue. Subdue, subdue, subdue. Right? When you strike them, it'll subdue them instead of kill them. You just have to say subdue when you do it.
Or you can kill them and bring them to Frassi.
Technically, if he is dead, you know, that's fine, but I don't necessarily want you to kill him.
You'd rather interrogate him.
Well, yes, I can bring him back to life.
Got it.
I can bring him back to life. I can interrogate him while he's dead, but I don't necessarily want to have you engaging in dangerous battles.
Also, why do we have foreign powers?
If you can
trying
walk
to
up and
steal
convince
our
him to show
business?
up, that's also fine. I will still give you 10
Boy, Frassi. How much for his dead body?
10 the same as hers. Easier to kill a person than bring them back alive.
Also, if you don't kill them, that could be more investigation.
You
I get 2 platinum. I bring him back alive. He's in a kill here, then I bring him fast.
We would have to be able to get him.
Let's go. 2 platinum.
From her.
I can throw
Wait.
Frassi.
What if,
So,
what if, like, you know, like I know I have, like, I'm a level 3 trainer, and
Yeah, my sister made it like over a year ago.
Boulder size, right?
and then
Only now
resurrect
that
him,
we do all the extra stuff.
even though I initially killed him and then resurrected.
Yes, I don't necessarily want you to, but if that's the only way you can
It was
think of to
originally
get
just
him,
white.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
but it also probably be the easiest, so it's like, and then we just rather that body and then
Yep.
resurrect.
Now just make sure that he's in character.
I don't understand.
Okay? Make sure that he's actually in character when you kill him. If he's just talking out of character to somebody, it won't count. You have to make sure he's in character and role playing before you kill him.
Like role playing.
Wait, Serova.
Next battle game, 5 minutes!
Do you need him alive after you're interrogating him?
I need him brought to me alive.
Okay.
Can we kill him afterwards?
After I release him, it is your decision as to how you're going to react to him.
Got it.
Wouldn't
He's
we
dead.
all? Wouldn't we then
He's
give
so
him
dead.
for?
Got it.
Because then he would become innocent.
That's free 2
after,
platinum.
if he isn't arrested.
I asked you guys to bring him to me without damaging him, so there is nothing that you would be in trouble for.
Even after you interrogate.
Right, and who says I'm interrogating? I want to ask him a few questions. There's a difference.
Well, after you do that, it would be. You wouldn't get in trouble for that.
Do you mind if I just like
No, I can't say that you won't get in trouble because I don't make the laws. That goes up to the monarch. However, hold still, you heard bug.
I know he
Good.
would.
It was just a crawly.
It was a fuzzball.
Yeah. However, if you decide to kill him afterwards, that's your decision. That's up to you.
And then we can get.
Will you have stuff all over your face?
What if we
Oh my goodness, it's a lizard. Or a salamander, maybe. That's really cool.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't
I think he was left behind.